See, I want to say now in theaters, but I've taken so long to record this review. It may barely now playing at a second run theater near you if it still exists, or on demand, or streaming, or if you're watching this much later, you may have it on the shelf or in your saved things to watch. Is Don't Worry, Darling, 2022 drama, psychological horror, thriller, sci-fi. It could be any of these things. It stars Florence Pugh and Harry Styles as an ideal 50s couple, idyllic 50s couple living in an idyllic desert community. And everything is idyllic, directed by Olivia Wilde, by the way. Everything is idyllic, everything is perfect until things start seeming off. Things seem a little too perfect. Where do the men go every day? Why can't they talk about their work? Why does there seem to be nothing outside of this place? Why does no one ever leave? Why are things so perfect? So that's basically the idea of the film. Gorgeous to look at. The set design, production design, beautiful. It's the ideal, 50s, early 60s home, sort of modernistic, futuristic home. Ideal, planned suburban community. Everything is fine lines and cars have fins and everybody dresses great and martini glasses and open format and high ceilings and boy, oh boy. Excuse me. It's gorgeous to look at. I went into this fairly blind. I had seen the trailer, and the trailers gave me a bit of a Stepford Wives kind of vibe, and the film did as well. Some people have said Pleasantville, some have said Stepford Wives. There's a few movies that this kind of feels like, but it's pretty well done. I didn't love it. Ultimately, it didn't. Maybe it was because it reminded me of other movies that were similar that I liked a little bit better, or it was because it didn't quite tell me enough, or it told me too much. I'm not sure. Ultimately, things are not what they seem. I'm not going to give it away what it is, but things are not what they seem. Everybody in it is quite good. Harry Styles is fine. Florence Pugh is always great. Chris Pine is I really like Chris Pine. He was always quite good. Olivia Wilde actually is in it as well. So a lot of familiar faces in this film. Nick Kroll is in it, and it's just interesting to see how. First of all, even if I didn't like the story at all, I would come to you and say this was really nice to look at. Ultimately, the deal is given away, and when the deal is given away, it fell a little bit apart for me, because once I realized what it all was that was going on, some of what was happening in it didn't make as much logical sense to me. So I either wished they had explained less or explained more as to why it was what it was. Excuse me, it makes me verklempt, as Michael Myers used to say. Not the murderer, the guy who played Wayne in Wayne's World and was on SNL. I say it's all those different genres because it kind of is. It's got elements. If you go in blind and watch it, you just think, oh, it's this drama about a woman who's dissatisfied in her idyllic life. And then you realize, wow, wait, there's something kind of sinister going on here. And it was again until the end when things were kind of revealed. And apparently at one point there was a lot more to it that they were going to reveal, but they decided not to. Either they didn't shoot it that way, or they cut it down to not have as much of what was going on in the overall world there. But Don't Worry, Darling. It's certainly a nice big screen experience, although it's not so wildly big screen cinematic that catching up with it streaming at home or on physical media won't really be a great detriment to it. Like I say, it very much puts me in the mind of the original Stepford Wives, which is a film I saw as a kid and I liked quite a bit, and other films of that ilk. Films where things seem to be perfect, but they're not. And when you find out why they're not, it's really kind of creepy. So in theaters now, boy, that review didn't have a heck of a lot of substance to it. Now did it? They can't all, folks. So yeah, this is a film that probably plays a little bit better if you don't know those other films. Not that this lifts plot points from them, but it's probably a fresher experience if you don't know those other films, that it sort of owes a little bit of lineage to, but it's worth checking out. Some people really like this quite a bit. I just thought it was kind of neat. That is Don't Worry, Darling, in theaters now.